Does this text feel German to you? How about this? Slightly less German? There is a real reason for this, and it's called the Antiqua-Fraktur dispute. Since around the 15th century, two typefaces have been used within Germany to differentiate German and Latin texts. Fraktur was used with German texts, and Antiqua was used with Latin. This was purely traditional, and there was no official adoptions or laws regarding the usage. However, in 1806, the last Holy Roman Emperor, Francis II, dissolved the empire after defeat by Napoleon. Because of this, German nationalists began to attempt to define what things were German or non-German. One of these debates was, as you can probably guess, the debate between Antiqua and Fraktur. Antiqua started to be seen as un-German, and Fraktur to be seen as the typeface that represented German values and Gothicism. Otto von Bismarck was known to be a passionate supporter of Fraktur, returning books if they used the Antiqua typeface. In the 20th century, this debate began to become more serious. In 1911, there was a vote in the German parliament to make Antiqua the official typeface. The vote almost passed, with a vote of 82 going for yes and 85 for no. With the rise of Nazism and German nationalism came even more use of Fraktur. Presses would shame people using Antiqua, saying that the typeface had Jewish influence and that Germans should use the only German typeface, Fraktur. However, in 1941, Fraktur was banned, with the edict now calling Fraktur Jewish letters. Why did this happen? How did a typeface that had been part of the German nationalist identity for over a century suddenly get seen as that of their enemy? Well, we are missing one piece of context. Adolf Hitler. Adolf Hitler had a public distaste for Fraktur. He preferred Antiqua. In fact, he made an appeal to the German parliament in 1934 for a change to the typeface, stating that he saw the typeface as a bad representation of modern values. He also believed that German would one day become the language of Europe, but a prerequisite for this was to adopt the Latin script. After the war, Fraktur never really came back. Antiqua had, for all intents and purposes, won. In fact, Fraktur is now used in certain places and advertisements to give a sense of antiquity. The debate isn't fully over. A few small groups still fight for Fraktur, but that's exactly what they are, small groups. The only people who actually actively print in Fraktur are the Amish and the Mennonites, but they make a very small percentage of German speakers. Besides that, it's used as a novelty, and even then, it's usually used in a slightly altered form so that it's easier to read for modern people. And that is the story of Antiqua and Fraktur, a typeface debate in the German-speaking world that got so large it required actual legislation.